to begin. Hey guys, welcome back to Tealstone Homestead. I have been wanting to say that for so long, and I'm so excited that I'm finally getting back into making videos because it's been far too long. I think my last video was back in July last year, which was way too long ago, and I didn't expect to be gone that long. And I'm gonna try to fill you in. I had to make notes on like everything that's happened like during every month that we've been here, but I want to just fill you in on everything that's happened, and I want to explain why I was gone for so long. I did want to introduce myself to all of my new subscribers. My name is Tiffany, and I like to make videos mainly about rabbits, but a lot about homesteading as well. Also my dogs and just all of my animals, my chickens, because I love the homesteading thing, and it's been such a rich part of my life, and I'm very happy to share it with all of you. But I do focus heavily on rabbits, mainly Creme d'Argent and Silver Fox. And among those two breeds, I do mainly find my passion for the Creme d'Argent rabbit. I have so many Creme d'Argents, and they have definitely taken over my rabbitry. Actually right here, these two, and those two just had babies within the last couple of days, and that is very, very exciting. We definitely had a cream baby boom. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to show you all of the babies. But back on track. That is kind of what I do. I love to focus on animals. I do some gardening here and there, and the gardening videos are probably going to be a little bit slower this year because I don't have a garden currently. We just moved here this year. We were homesteading in the suburbs on less than half an acre. We were producing a lot of our own meat and vegetables, and that was really cool. And I'm hoping that now that we have property, that we can continue doing that on even a larger scale. So last year, my husband Jameson and I ended up paying off all of our student debt, and that was a huge step for us. And right after we did that, we started thinking, well, maybe it's time to start looking for land. And so we were looking for quite a while, and it turns out that my parents had offered us part of their land, and it was also part of my grandparents' land. We ended up taking their offer, and we were gifted with a little over 4 acres. So we have 4 acres of our own. We didn't know what we were gonna do house-wise, so we decided to do a crazy plan where we took a prefab shed and we converted it into a tiny house. Our shed was delivered mid-July, and that's when things started getting really stressful, and that's kind of when the videos stopped. Where we were currently living, it was an hour there and an hour back, and over 4 weeks, we drove back and forth quite a lot, and in 4 weeks though, we converted our shed into a tiny house. It's only 250 square feet on the inside. It seems very, very small to most people, but we actually made it work, and we actually really, really like it. It's cozy, and we're very happy in it. So there will be a tiny house tour in the future. We actually still have to finish our bathroom, but it is still sort of a work in progress. We have most of it finished, but there's still some things that need done. But there will definitely be a tiny house tour in hopefully the near future. We moved all the animals out here. We had a chicken coop kind of already in the barn. I had to set up all of the rabbitry area, and I'm gonna show you guys that here in just a second. But we moved in mid-August, and within a month, unfortunately, we didn't have any real outdoor infrastructure for the chickens, and we actually had a fox wipe out most of our flock of chickens. And I feel very guilty about that because I feel like I should have been more prepared, but also things were moving so quickly that it didn't happen in time. And so we did have most of our chickens taken out. But since the fox attack, I was able to build a big run outdoors for them, and that is gonna serve well for the chickens. It's gonna be protection for my rabbits that are in grow-out pens, and also it's going to be really great for when we get goats, which hopefully would be this year. hopefully, but I'm not making any promises yet. We also had our first litter of baby bunnies born last September. They are really big now. They're over 4 months old now, and I still have several of them. 2 of them, which I'm very, very hopeful for going to national shows and convention and all of that. Very excited for them. I ended up getting a 4-wheeler, which is behind me, and you guys, I'm sure, will see more of that in future videos, but I did mention that in one of our last videos where we announced that we were getting the property. I did say that I was really vouching for a 4-wheeler. So I got a Yamaha Grizzly, and it's been really great to have this thing because with all of the land that we have now, and now that we live on kind of a hill, it's been really great to kind of have the 4-wheeler to get us from point A to B, especially with some feed bags and rabbits in carrying cages and all of that. One of the major things that happened within the last month is I quit my job. I have been a full-time graphic designer for 8 years. Within the last year, I went down to part-time because of how many things were on my plate and us trying to move and all of that. And I just decided to go ahead and quit. It felt really, really weird at first because I've had a job since I was 15 years old, like an actual job where I'm working for somebody else. Since I was 15 years old, so it was quite a scary step, and I almost felt irresponsible quitting. But since quitting, I have been so incredibly blessed to be getting so many jobs for my own design work, which has been really cool. Some photography gigs, which is also really fun. Just this whole YouTube thing, but also it's not just YouTube, it's also my print-on-demand store. You guys know that I love to make t-shirts and sell them. You can go to my website if you want to check out t-shirts. There's lots of rabbit t-shirts, and hopefully this year we'll have even more. I did just come out with a new series of t-shirts called I Homestead With, and so far we have rabbits and chickens in that t-shirt line, and I'm hoping to add more animals as we go. And selling various livestock to make sure that I break even with my feed costs at the very least. And I'll be selling hatching eggs hopefully this spring, and I have some affiliate marketing and just a bunch. There's so many different income streams, and I don't make a ton of money doing all of these things, but I at least make enough to make a living, and I get to do what I love now, and I never thought that would be a reality where I don't actually have to have a corporate job. I just hustle doing things that I love. It's been really cool to experience that. I'm really proud that I got here. Really, really proud that I got here. And I'm hoping that there's nowhere to go but up. So what I want to show you guys is I want to show you the Rabbitry, obviously. And it is how it is right now. It might move around in the future a little bit, but this is how we have it set up right now. It is working super, super well. So much less maintenance than how I used to have it set up in our garage. Also, I'm going to show you some of my chickens. Guys. And also I'm going to show you some of my chickens, and honestly this video is very much all over the place because there's literally so much to catch you guys up on, and I don't know how to organize it all. I tried writing it down, I really, really did, and I hit most of the things on this list that I want to talk about. And I don't really know how to organize it any better than I already have. So we're just gonna look at the rabbits, we're gonna look at the chickens, and that's pretty much what we're gonna do today. So this is my Rabbitry. Lots and lots of bun buns. As I said before, we have these 4 lovely creme d'argent ladies over here that have all just given birth. And between the 4 of them, there are 35 kits, which is insane. Our cages are primarily hung up by hooks in the 2x4s. And the 2x4s were recycled from my old teal stone rabbit hutch. So we tried to definitely make use of what we can. The back of them is hung up by the hooks, but then in the front, we have them attached with carabiners. and then wire that goes all the way up to that 2x4 up there, and that's how all of them are hanging. And so that's the top row though. And then the second row, we have trays sitting on top of the second row. Sorry, her toy's in there because she was nesting and I didn't want her putting her toy into the nest box because my rabbits will grab anything and everything sometimes, so I just haven't grabbed it yet. That's why that's there. The second row is also hung up by those hooks. You can see it back there, but I'm not gonna move the tray. You get the idea. There's hooks back there, and then from the top row, they are also hung with carabiners. Here, you can see that hopefully. So a lot of the load, there's not a whole lot of the load actually on the wires, not too much anyway, because the cages also rest against, I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see it. Cages also rest against blocks on the back there. You can kind of see the block. So they rest on the hooks and then they rest against those blocks there. So really, there's not a lot of tension on the wires. There's some tension over time. I've noticed that they've gotten a little bit tighter, probably because of the amount of weight that we've added to the cages. But honestly, it's not reliant on the wires at all. Swapped out rope LEDs for these lights up here, and I'm still not sure how I feel about it. I think it looks really cool. I'm just not sure if we should switch back to rope LEDs or what. I mean, it looks good. I'm not complaining. It's that when the bulbs go out, I have to get up there and replace individual bulbs. That's why I'm hesitant. But on the top row is where we're keeping all of our travel carriers for shows. Missing one currently because it's in the back of my vehicle. But yeah, we're trying to utilize that top row as extra storage space for sure. All of the nest boxes were up here, but they're all being used right now, so hence they are not up there now, because all of these ladies have them. I get a lot of questions from people wondering how I hang my hay racks. And honestly, it's as simple as I have these metal hay racks, you guys. I just hang them on the outside of the cage. So like I would just hang it on the outside of the cage here, and then I can stuff them from the outside of the cage. And that makes it a lot easier to feed them hay. And whenever they want to get hay, they just pull it through the cage wire. And yes, I was nervous at first that they weren't going to be getting enough hay. Like I was worried that they weren't actually going to be able to get enough, but honestly, I have to refill these almost once a day. So yes, they are able to pull it through, and yes, they are eating lots and lots of hay. I know lots of breeders have varying opinions on hay. I am of the mindset that hay is very much needed, especially for young buns. Next to the messy stall area, we have the place where we're keeping our chickens. This is our chicken coop. This is what Mom and Dad used to use as a chicken coop when they lived here. And I've redone all of the wiring, put some brand new hardware cloth on there because the old stuff was looking a little bit rough. I don't know why I put a dream catcher on it, but I like it. And we're gonna keep our chickens in here because I really do enjoy them being in here. And right now we have a lot of chickens. That hole back here going to outside, it wasn't there before. They used to just come out and like free range out in the Rabbitry area, but we can't do that anymore because of the fox attack. But yeah, so they have that outdoor area out there and that little hole to get out, but for some reason they don't want to go out in the cold weather because they're lazy. I don't blame you. Talk to you guys a little bit about my love of the salmon Faverolles breed of chicken. This is my new rooster. He doesn't have a name yet, but we're working on it. I tried to get some hatchery quality salmon Faverolles before I decided to go to a breeder, and they just don't look the best, and I didn't really feel comfortable offering hatching eggs out of them. So I bit the bullet and I spend the money for some actual good breeders because I don't want to shortcut anybody. Hi, buddy. You're very upset right now, aren't you? But like, look at his back even. Like, look at that. The coloring. He's so pretty. You're so pretty, dude. Look at him. He's not happy with me right now. Here is one of my salmon Faverol hens. I'm sorry. I had to scoop you up really fast. Look at her little beard. Look at her little beard. How cute are you? Here's what a salmon Faverol hen looks like. They look a lot different than the roosters, that's for sure. Something interesting about salmon Faverol is that they have extra toes, which I don't know if you guys can really see that. Sorry, don't judge me too bad. Their feet are kind of dirty because I need to clean my chicken coop area out. But isn't that cool? They are, I think they're considered heritage breed chickens, and they're very great for meat and egg production. So I would rather focus on a breed like this that I actually really like the looks of and try to make them into more of a meat type chicken as well. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna put you down. Here are my nesting boxes for the chickens. Please don't mind the poop. I need to clean it off. But this was actually a shelf that I had in my office back at the other house. And so, like I've said before, we had to majorly downsize, so I converted the shelf into a 6-hole nesting box, and it worked out perfectly. In each of the boxes we have, under the pine shavings, I put little carpet squares down, and we haven't had a broken egg since I did that. I think that this board was a little bit too hard at first, and the eggs were breaking. But since I did that, yeah, we've not had any broken eggs. In fact, we have some eggs down there that we need to collect. We have the quail in here. This is probably not gonna be a permanent solution for the quail. I kind of want to make a different sort of setup for them, and I'm not entirely sure what that looks like yet, but it's gonna be a project probably this year. So this is the quail area. They have lights directly overhead. And we've got an egg, looks like, that I need to collect. The quail are just really a mishmash of different colors, because I think I've resolved to just, I like all of the colors, and I'm really not good with genetics, and I don't really care to learn that much about it, but I really do like just rainbow variety of quail. We have Tibetans, Rosettas, Red Range, German Pastel, but yeah, just a lot of them are just a range of different colors. Outside of the barn, here's the fence that I built. And we still have a lot of things out here that need organized, so please don't judge me too harshly for that. But we have chickens that are making a mess. And in here we also have our grow out rabbits. Lots and lots of rabbits. But yeah, here, this is what the chicken door looks like coming out. And they don't like coming out when there's snow on the ground. Also, the chickens that are not salmon Faverols, like that one right there, that one, peachy there, they're just really my different colors of like egg layers, because I really enjoy having chickens that lay a bunch of different rainbow colored eggs. So that's kind of my personal enjoyment, but we're gonna be focusing on salmon Faverols a lot though. That is where I'm going to leave today's video, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hit the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, which will be more often now, and share this video with your friends if you did enjoy it. I would greatly appreciate that. And with that, you guys, I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.